Yeah, this is a murder for hire plot. And what's very interesting is they've picked up, arrested who they believe are the shooters. They've identified, they have video of the shooting.
Late Chicago drill rap star King Von's name has been ringing out a lot this year, 4 years after his death, and Lil Durk has just increased his homeboy's infamy on record. On Friday, Durk's fellow Chicago drill rapper G Herbo revamped his latest album with Big Swerve 2.0 Deluxe Edition, featuring In the Air with an alley-oop from Durk. At the close of his verse, Durk references the legacy King Von left behind. "Farewell, I'm getting up out the rack, I'm a survivor. Yeah, I turned a serial killer to a rapper." If you recall, filmmaker Trap Lore Ross got heat from half the city of Chicago after he dropped his doc King Von, rap's first serial killer, last year. Ross told TMZ Hip Hop at the time that he was a fan of Von and studied the info available. Leaked Chicago Police Department docs implicating Von in a murder after his death. Lil Durk seemed to have recorded loads of music before his arrest for murder for hire Thursday night. He was able to promote his upcoming album Deep Thoughts before U.S. Marshals apprehended him in Miami. It may be a while before Durk and Herbo get to perform their latest number on stage. Durk's being accused of funding alleged members of his Only the Family record label to carry out a hit on Quando Rondo, who killed his cousin instead. He's currently in federal custody. Now, popular lawyer on social media who goes by the name Lawyer for Workers, who usually cover big celebrities' cases like NBA YoungBoy and Tekashi 6ix9ine, took to social media to breaking down everything we need to know about Lil Durk's situation. Have a listen, then tell me what you think.
It's about Lil Durk being indicted. Let's get into the facts. There is an indictment out in California. It's federal. It includes a charge, murder for hire. Murder for hire resulting in death is punishable by life in prison. Now, in the indictment out in California, there are 5 people named. None of those people is Lil Durk. There is, however, in that indictment, a mention to other conspirators. Those people could be named. They have not been named yet. What do the feds say about this conspiracy? They take you back to 2020 and the murder of King Von. Then they say that after Von was murdered, a high-ranking member of OTF let it be known that there was a bounty on the head of an individual involved in that King Von murder. That's believed to be Quando Rondo. So reading between the lines of the indictment, the feds are saying that Durk put money on Rondo's head. Then the feds say that 2 years later, 5 people from Chicago with some other conspirators traveled to LA, attempted to murder Quando Rondo, hit somebody else who was standing right next to Quando's car. The feds have a lot of evidence. They've got plane tickets. They say the plane tickets were purchased using an OTF associated credit card. They say the gun was supplied by an OTF associate. They have 5 people in custody. They're probably going to get some more, and then they're going to start squeezing on people and say, hey, have you seen this man? Does he run this crew? Did he provide some money to you? The thing about the indictment in California, this is a murder for hire plot. And what's very interesting is they've picked up, arrested who they believe are the shooters. They've identified, they have video of the shooting, and they've identified the individuals they say are the shooters. And in their indictment, they refer to co-conspirators who have not been named, and that's who they're really after, if you ask me, because you read that indictment and it says that a bounty was put up, that these guys went out, they took the shot, they attempted the bounty, they killed somebody, they went to collect on the bounty, and the indictment says the bounty was paid. And so if you can prove who paid that bounty, who's the money man, that's who you're going to want to go after if you're the feds. And so if you've got the shooters picked up, that's who you're going to lean on if you're the feds. And you're going to say, where did the money come from? Who put up the money? Now, if you can't connect the shooting to a money man, then you can't get the money man. Somebody, unless you have hard evidence of the money transfer, you're going to need somebody probably to say, yeah, you're going to need a witness to say that guy gave me the money, or that guy gave me the money to give to this guy. But it's very hard to prove who hands over the cash without witness testimony. We saw this in the 6ix9ine case. 6ix9ine apparently put bounties up. How did they figure it out? Somebody said, yo, 6ix9ine told me. Here's the big thing you got to understand about the Lil Durk situation. The indictment that's been released is not a gang RICO charge. And a gang charge If they prove you're in the gang, you're responsible for the acts of the other gang members. However, this is murder for hire. Doesn't matter if he's in a gang or what or this or that. What's going to matter here is, did he hire someone for the murder? Okay, so unless they link Durk to the money, it's not murder for hire. Rico gang would be totally different. Then you start talking about, oh, did this guy ever wear the words OTF on his shirt? Did he ever do that? This is not that case. It's murder for hire. They're going to try to connect him to the money that was paid to the shooter. That's the only way they get him on murder for hire, which you face life for if the murder for hire involved a death. Here, they didn't kill who he was hired to, so maybe you better hope you don't